we messed up. Boop, boop, boop. We did a bad thing. We've just recorded a whole episode of this podcast and realised we had something vital to mention at the start of the show, which we haven't mentioned, which you're now going to hear quite quickly. We've got more news about Golf is Ruining My Live.
Yes, if you want to come and see us, we have miraculously got some extra tickets. We've had a conversation with the venue and they've opened up a little bit of extra space, and there's a handful of extra tickets. So if you did want to come down, you might be able to get a ticket. But as soon as you hear this, go and grab one. You can see a link to the tickets in the episode description. So if you get a moment and you want to come down, it's on the 23rd of Feb in association with PGA Tour 2K25. It's going to be a laugh. It's going to be great. There might be tickets available. There might not, but I think there might be just a fraction. Compared
to what's already gone, it's a tiny amount. And compared to the people who have asked for them, they're not all going to get in. So go down to the description. There are a few more tickets to the event on the 23rd of February in association with PGA Tour 2K25. But Tom, should we tell them the exciting thing?
Oh, have we not even told them the mega exciting thing?
We've not even told them the mega exciting thing, which for so long we have been teasing this. Oh, guest Sky Sports golf host person. Well, we can officially tell you, joining us on the 23rd to hand out free lessons, give you swing advice, jump on stage and get interviewed. They will just be around the venue all night for you to grab selfies with. Joining us on the night will be...
Incy Mehmet!
Incy Mehmet! Sky Sports Golf, the loveliest woman in the whole world, friend of the show. Incy Mehmet will be there on the night. So we managed to convince the venue to give us a few more tickets because we knew that we would have people really want to come when they know that Incy was there. So we've held back tickets to today, just so we all know, to give everyone fair chance, these tickets will go on sale at 5 p.m. today, on the Monday that this episode gets released, because we have to post an Insta video about this as well. 5 p.m. today, the final tickets to see us and Incy Mehmet at Pitch Canary Wharf in association with PGA Tour 2K25 will be on sale at 5 p.m. today, and we cannot wait to have you there with Incy.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. See you there, please.
Okay, should we just do the episode that because we've already done this, Tom. I'll play the theme tune and we'll just do the normal episode, and at the end of the episode, you'll hear us realise we hadn't done the bit we've just done.
This is very meta, this episode.
Inception Golf. Run the titles! Oh, yes, here we are, friends. Welcome back to another episode of your favourite golf podcast, the live event, sold-out selling, Nick Doherty best friending, 7-wood topping, Golf is Ruining My Life. I'm Tom Green, he's Tom Price.
Hello, welcome back. I really thought, how long will it take before we talk about the live event? And it turns out all you had to do was breathe in to start talking about the live event. Don't forget, Tom, it's sold out. There's a lot of people who can't go to that, mate. A lot of people. You can't just exclude them, man. And by the way, FYI, we got some lovely emails from people who are in other parts of the world and can't make the live event. But obviously, this event is going to be on... This will be an episode, so you can listen to it. And also, we're going to film it, so they'll be on the YouTubes and blah, 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 blah. It's all going to be fine, basically.
Yeah, it's all going to be fine. I'm also quite conscious that this is our first one. So we had quite a lot of emails, understandably, from people from my neck of the woods in the north saying it's all bloody London centric. It's like the BBC, bloody London centric. And I as a bloke from Preston, I remember when I lived in Preston, that was annoying. So know that this is only because it's the first one, and Price and I happen to live in the south of the country. Next time, because this has been a success, we will be in the north.
We will do it. We need to find the right venue, and we'll come up. And do you know what I was going to say about the event, actually? So this is 23rd of Feb. We're doing this pop-up podcast. We're just going to do this, basically, in front of some people. It's just ridiculous.
Mad.
And now everyone's bought the tickets. We can be honest. It's just going to be fine. And the thing I really like about it, Tom, is how many people have bought solo tickets. There's a lot of one-ticket buyers, which I think is really interesting, because I think that's what's the sort of at the heart of the show. There's a lot of people who are happy to come by themselves in a kind of like, I thought I was the only golf weirdo, and this podcast has made me realise there's lots of other golf weirdos. And I'll rock up by myself, and I know there'll be other golf weirdos, and we can all be golf weirdos together. It's got a sort of 1980s sci-fi convention vibe about it. Please don't cosplay. Please don't come dressed as me or Tom.
Yes, it's a bit Dungeons and Dragons, but before Dungeons and Dragons was cool. I would like to acknowledge some of the emails that we've had, And a question that's reoccurring that has made me and Price just put a smile on our face because it's such a sweet question and such a good question, and also a question that we didn't reference, so I get why people would ask it. But just because we know what it's going to be like, the idea of having this is quite funny. No, you don't need to bring your own golf clubs.
No, you don't bring your clubs. But I mean, there's no need. There are clubs there.
Can I use this as a jumping off point, though, Tom, to talk about something?
Go for it.
So, is it Morocco is the meme that keeps on giving. I don't know how people still find it funny to comment on all our social media, is it Morocco, 6 months after that happened. But people still find it hilarious. So, talking about holiday golf, I'm off to go and play golf in Portugal in like a month's time, right?
Yeah.
Firstly, I want to reference how absolutely ridiculous the green fees are out there.
No. Oh, okay. Ridiculously high or ridiculously low?
Ridiculously high.
Okay, don't give me a number. Let me play the game, which can be an annoying game because if you're saying they're ridiculously high and now I go in high and you go, no, they're not that high.
Yeah, do you know what, actually? Stick it in the comments before Price gets to it. Do you want... I'll give you the courses' names as well, Price. You might not know who they are, but maybe people that know Portugal golf might know what they are, and therefore that gives a bit of an indicator. I'm playing Quinta South and I'm playing Larinjal. Those are the two courses that I'm playing when I'm out there. I want to know how much you think they are for 18 holes.
18 holes. It's anything over... I mean, for me, playing a round of golf, I mean, that's a great question. Anything over what is an expensive round of golf? For me, anything over 40 quid. Anything over 40 pounds I think is expensive, but often worth it because there are some top courses and sometimes you want to pay through the nose to experience a great golf course.
I want to give you more information as well. Yeah, so it would appear that March, which is when I'm going right at the start of March, is Portugal Peak. This is that perfect weather for, and I imagine we've got some of, I think Gary's one of our older listeners who's coming along to the live event. Thanks, Gary. But Gary, you're part of this community.
Doing a live event? Are we doing?
You were doing a live event. We sold it out.
Oh, right.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Oh, right,
cheers.
Cool.
Thanks. Gary, this might be unfair. This might be not true. I might be stereotyping. But it's the age, it's the month where all the retirees go out because the weather's that sweet spot of not too hot, not too cold, and you can get a load of golf away. So that's
and it's
why
still
it's
rubbish-ish
so
over here as well. So people tend to flee here to go and enjoy the weather over there, right? That's the peak moment. But also, the reality of golf, apart from us, right, our gang of golfers who, let's be honest, we think about it all the time. I think about it during most conversations with my family. Apart from us, most people sort of wake back up to golf, don't they? In sort of March time. The Masters effect is a bit like sort of going round a woodland where lots of animals are hibernating with a pan with a wooden stick going dang, dang, dang. That's what the Masters does to a lot of golfers, wake up when they...
I totally agree with that. I also think that the waste management, which obviously at time of recording is coming up, but in time of listening will have just happened. I view the waste management as almost like the first shot of the defibrillator on the winter golfer. The that sort of gets them like this, and then the Masters is what goes, oh, we're back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, but sawgrass. So I guess Portugal must be very busy around March. I'm going to say anything over €100 is mad. The most I have paid for a round of golf. Here's a great question. What's the most you've ever paid for a round of golf? The most I paid for a round of golf, a beautiful course down in the southwest, I paid £150 at peak season, and it physically hurt. And I paid way in advance so that when I went to play the course, I didn't really have that sort of recognition that every hole was nearly £10 a hole, right? It's just crazy. So anything over €150.
Hold on, Price. That's such a good question, by the way. Yeah. I would be fascinated to know how much people have spent on what is their most expensive round of golf. This is probably one of the best questions I've ever heard you ask.
It's got a bit.
How much was it? How much was your most expensive round of golf? And two, was it worth it? Quickly putting mine in there. Birkdale.
Yeah.
250 quid is what I paid.
It's just it's just ridiculous.
I know, but the only thing I would say about that is it was a charity auction, so it went to an amazing charity called Cash for Kids, which is a charity both me and Price work with in the UK. So makes it a bit better.
Makes it much better.
Makes it better, but still, it was. I sort of that's the same price you would have paid for a green fee on that day, I think, pretty much anyway. So
okay, that's what I was going to ask. Okay.
Yeah.
I think also the other question, there's a sort of third question here. So, like, how much did you pay? Where was it as well? Not, I want you to name and shame anywhere, but come on, let us know. And the third question is, and this is a crucial one, and I know Birkdale, I know the answer to this with your Birkdale thing. How did you play?
Yeah.
How did you play? It's a simple question because I really think it can go one of two ways. I guess you can pay through the nose and then go, I don't care. I've paid so much money. I'm determined to enjoy it. That happened to me when I played. So the place I played last summer, it was peak time of year. It was Trevose, beautiful course, £150. I know. But I played really well because I thought, I've paid so much money. I don't care if I miss this putt. I'm going to enjoy it. And I blooming did. It was the opposite of what I think you had with Birkdale, right?
Yeah. It was a part of my golf where I was I'm obsessed with golf right now, but it was that period where I was obsessed with score. It was the most important thing to me. I'd gone from like a 20 handicapper to like a 10 handicapper in the space of a year, and the golfing gods were shining on me, and the idea of getting down to low single figures was like at the back of my brain. So I was like, oh, let's do this. And it was that mentality that I took into Birkdale. And when you add 250 quid for a round or whatever it was I paid, it was something like that. And then the need to score low. And then we got stuck behind a junior competition, so the round took 6 hours. It was just an amalgamation of too many issues. But that is...
You should have given those kids some cash to make them hurry up, mate.
Come on, keep moving.
That would have made a difference. So,
that's the advice that we ended up giving on the show, I think, and I want to keep giving, is that if you've got a really important round, don't bother about score.
It's known as, in this show, we have a lot of shorthand, and it's one of my favourite. We've got Smedley, obviously. Oh, I'm not going to bother explaining that now. We've also got the Birkdale, the Green Birkdale experience, which is exactly as you've said. So, Portugal. I'm just going to translate. I'm going to forget about exchange rates. I'm just going to do 1-to-1, right, for pounds to euros.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
Whatever. I would say anything over 150 euros is madness. Anything over 100, anything over sort of 120 is a bit sniffy. Anything between 80 and 120 euros is, look, you're on holiday. That feels expensive. Don't get me wrong, but fine.
They wanted 220 euros a round.
I haven't glitched, by the way. This is not my broadband. This is my unfortunately, my financial router needs to be switched off and back on again. Are you joking?
No. I couldn't believe it, if I'm honest. And I understand that Quintalago is a really special place for golf and is golfing paradise. And there's also a lot of people that are very rich go there. So I understand that the prices are ridiculous. But I couldn't get my head around. Now, just to sort of give you a bit more information, we've managed to get it on a deal. So I've managed to get, because it's one of those where no one really pays that headline price, is what I've learned.
Right. Okay.
No one really pays that. So I've managed to get Larinjal and Quinta South.
Yeah.
It's still 295 euros for 2 rounds.
Oh, okay. No, but now you're back into not sensible, I would say. Still insane. That's basically 150 euros a round. Hang on, 290 quid or 290 euros? I know it's
295 euros. So it's essential. I'm thinking of it, Tom, as £140 a round.
But it's going to be really nice. It's beautiful. Like, you're not going to be on temporary greens. Do you know what I mean?
No, of course not. No, but this, I think, is this is what I'm interested to feedback on the show is. And I don't want to throw any Portugal golf under the bus here, because I adore playing golf in Portugal.
Sorry, because we adore playing golf in Portugal.
Yeah, that as well. I have been very lucky to play some nice golf in Portugal. I've played Valdelobo, both courses at Valdelobo, and bar the very famous, I think, 16th at Valdelobo, which has the water on the left-hand side, the par 3. I would say that course is absolutely fine. Like, it's fine. And my concern here is that we are, especially the UK, we are very lucky to have amazing golf on our doorstep. And I think you're paying a lot of money out there because of where it is and also guaranteed weather. I'm interested to see, because these courses are the best of the best out there, I'm interested to see whether they live up to the price.
That is exactly what my experience of Portugal a few years ago was. And I can't remember the name of the course. But we paid a lot of money and it was fine. As we said, I do not want to throw Portugal under the bus. I know a lot under the golf cart. A lot of people love playing out there. I'd love to know your experiences, though, the places you've played abroad. And, there's just that sort of ratio in your head, isn't there, where you go, look, I know, we've played, let's say, somewhere expensive in the southeast is let's be honest, the Grove. The Grove's super pricey to go and play there. But it's really nearby and it's beautiful. And you pay that money and you turn up and you're like, oh, this is really nice. And I've had not just a round of golf, there's an experience. I've had a holiday. I've escaped real life for a day. And I will pay good money for that because real life's awful. So
hate it.
But it's true. I don't mind. And sometimes the act of paying the money makes you feel that escape more because you commit to it financially. So I'm not saying all golf over 150 quid or euros is insane at all, but I'm really interested to know where do you leave? What point do you go, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, because I know there are courses now, and not to blame the Americans or I think it's the Americans that have put up the prices, and it's the Korean golfers who come over to Scotland. It's basically tourist golf.
You've gone very xenophobic in the last 30 seconds, man.
Sorry, I know, but
what have they ever done to you?
Well, they've come to Scotland
Coming
and
over
put
here,
the prices
stealing my
up.
tea times.
Yeah, literally that. Make Scotland golf great again. Oh no, I can't. I refuse. But there is a thing now where a lot of golf courses, especially in Scotland, because obviously home of golf and it gets a lot of tourism, they are fighting to have the most expensive tee times because certain golfers just go, hey, we want the 5 most expensive courses in Scotland. So the courses have put their prices up to become those expensive courses, and they get a lot of tourism and it helps Scotland. And for that, I'm very grateful, but it has made golf really expensive. So, Tom, this will lead me to my next question based on what I've just told you.
Should we not stop for some ads before we have another question? Should we just stop and go and lawyer up in case we're about to be sued by the Koreans for slander?
Oh no, but they have interesting golf, but they do put our prices up. Let me.
He's digging down. He's doubling down.
Keep going. Keep going. For the podcast league people, I'm digging. Just keep going.
So what he's saying is that you should basically show your passport before you book a tea time in Scotland.
No, I'm not saying that. No.
That's what you think. I get it, mate. I get it. That's right. We all get a bit more right wing as we get older. Don't worry about it.
I don't mean that.
All right, let's take an ad and let Tom just have a little moment and stop being so blooming racist.
All right, make Scotland golf great again. Right, welcome back to Golf is Ruining My Life. I stand by what I say. Expensive tea times are annoying, but I do like the tourism, so it's a hard one to sort of work out. So based on everything that I've just said about my tea times in Portugal and where I'm going, obviously I now have to take my own golf clubs.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the actual cost of sticking your clubs on a plane isn't that different to the cost of hiring when you're out there, as I understand it.
Yeah, I think from what I know, it's about £40 to hire golf clubs. And I just think my logic is that if I paid all this money for tea times, and I don't think, unless I'm absolutely blown away by these places, I don't think I'll play them again. But I want to say that I've played them because every time I speak to someone about Portugal golf, they're like, have you done Kinta South? Have you done Laranjal? And I'm always like, oh no. So I don't think I'll play them again. So the idea of spending the first 3 holes, like getting used to these new clubs, just doesn't seem like the one.
7-iron goes 190 yards. Have you ever flown your clubs before?
Yes, lads golf trip Portugal a few years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a golf club flight holder thing? Do you have a big golf bag for flights? Because I've got one if you need to borrow one. Just
thank you, Price. Facebook Marketplace about 5 years ago, £5.
Yeah, of course. Because what happens is someone gets it for that one golf trip they do, and then 8 years later they're like, I don't know why I have this anymore.
Yeah, a very sweet man actually who I bought it from Facebook Marketplace did that thing. We are all the same level of golfer on this show. You're all addicted like we are. Did that thing that I imagine aunties and uncles and grandparents do, and well-meaning family members. They went, here's the thing, and also, here's a bucket of balls I've had for the last 40 years. It's like, thanks for that.
That was a Titleist Balata. Lucky me. Thanks so much. Yeah, basically what they're saying is, here's a bag of rubbish.
Yeah,
that's lovely. Thank you. What I love about flying with golf clubs is when you arrive at the airport, there's this sort of sad shuffle where just it's a sad but true. Just a bunch of men all go and have to go and stand by the excess or the strange shaped baggage bit, and it's all just golfers, and everyone stands there in this sort of. It reminds me of the waiting room for childbirth. When my wife was in labour, a lot of guys would take time out to go and sit in this waiting room, and sort of everyone sits in the same slightly awkward. What's going to happen? Is it going to be okay? And then they get the clubs through, and everyone, I certainly did, unzips the bag to check, because there's lots of stories about golf clubs getting damaged on planes, and that is, can you imagine arriving there and your
my 7 wood snapped.
Your 7 wood snapped. But to be honest, Tom, the way you're playing at the moment, have you hit the 7 wood since we last spoke?
Hey now, hey.
Okay. I know it's like slagging off your family.
No, I haven't, because as I can see in that direction, it has been icy, wintry conditions here in the UK, which I know our Australian and American listeners find hilarious.
So funny. It's really funny.
It's a little bit not ideal out there at the moment. I have considered the range, but it's just that hard time of the year to get out. I know, Price, you had a round of golf booked in on Friday, which you've had to cancel because of this podcast, hilariously.
Because what happened was, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, when you've got a round of golf lined up and you're away from your emails for, let's say, I don't know, maybe 2, maybe 3 minutes. And during that time, an entire thread explodes where people organise a meeting and everyone else can go to the meeting on Friday at 9. And if you can't go, the whole thing can't really happen. So you've got to be there. But unfortunately, at that point, you'll be on about the 3rd tee. So for the 4th, Tom, this is true now, for the 4th time this year, I'm cancelling a round of golf.
Yeah, that's really not good, is it? I'm sorry. On behalf of the podcast, I'm sorry.
I've had a proper sense of humour failure about it. Let's do some emails.
Oh, God, yes, sorry. I feel like over the last couple of weeks, we've got really bogged down in PGA Tour 2K25, the live event, our new shiny studios, which, as I mentioned, do go and hit up our YouTube channel. If you listen to this every single week in the audio version, we are doing so much more on YouTube. And we've got this big challenge, our road to 10,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube. So if you can help us get to that 10,000 subscriber mark, we would be forever grateful. Just go and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell icon and you'll get all this stuff. If you're already watching on YouTube, well, hello. It's easy. You've already done it. So let's get some emails.
Emails. Don't forget, you can always email the show, the toms at golfersruiningmylife.co.uk. First up, we had quite a few emails about our live event. I just wanted to say hello to a couple of people. Hello to Brian Barnett, who replied saying, I would love to have come to your live event, especially as right now it's minus 18 Celsius outside today. If I could get a flight and funds, it would be amazing to show up and meet Tom. No, the other Tom. Yeah, quite right. The other Tom's much better. Actually, it would be brilliant to meet both of you on any course, simulator or local pub crawl. Cheers, mate. Let me be the first to raise a whiskey to your event. That's Brian Keswick from Keswick in Ontario in Canada.
Oh, not Keswick in Cumbria.
Not that one, no, lad.
No.
Over the pond, awaiting mid-April so I can start the golf year. Okay.
Can I just say, when we get emails like that, it warms a little person in my soul to know that we've got listeners to this show around the world and that you are sad that you can't come to the live event. So the chances of us doing one in Canada feel slim, but not zero.
I mean, it feels about minus 18, but we'll get there. Chris Haney, hi Toms. Devastated I can't make the event. I've got a thing called golf on. Well, listen, Chris, some of us cancel our rounds of golf because of this event. It's the final game of our winter league, and I have a chance of winning. Chris, wow. Winning the winter league. Is that a border? Did you get on the board? I'm defending my title. All right, Man City. Look at this.
Oh, my goodness me. That's a reference I sort of understand because that's the only bit of football I get.
Yeah. I'm in the northwest. I've got no chance of making it down there. Could you do the next one up north, please? Keep up the fantastic work. Anyway, I just wanted to say good luck, Chris, who aka the hole-in-one stats guy. Thank you, Chris, for that. That's an old episode. Go and look. Thank you so much for that email. We love that. And let us know how you get on in the Winter League. I'm always interested, and I'm always keen to know, because I know there's this thing. I've talked about this before. It really annoys me. Someone I know has got a hat which says, I don't care what your score was or something. I don't care what you shot or whatever. Like, it's the reference being, don't talk about your golf, which is the antithesis, exact opposite of what we do on this show. So if something amazing happens, if you go out there and shoot the lights out and you win a comp or you win a cup or whatever, Can you let us know? Because we love celebrating that
100%.
stuff, right?
Send us your card. I would want to go through your card on this show if you've shot the lights out, because I would find that fascinating.
Yes. Rick has been on. Hi, Toms. We talked about grips. So we talked about grips the other day.
Oh, dear.
We said, what is the hardest thing to change in your golf swing? Definitely grips. Definitely. Tom, you have got a very strong right hand, haven't you?
A really strong right hand, yeah. And
overuse.
Yeah, that's low-hanging fruit, Price, and you're better than that.
Really
but I have
is.
now been... Here's more of that sort of gear. I have now been practicing my strong right hand in the shower. Like, which, come on, we're all better than this. We have at least 4 ladies listen to this podcast, guys. We're better than this. Anyway, I've been practicing my strong right hand in the shower. And I do think it's just too strong. I just need to come over. And I'm going to come all the way over, and then I'm going to start slicing it. But I just have to get through that slicing. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll go to the driving range tonight, and I'll just do a little bit of work on the... Well, anyway. Yes, thank you. Yes, I do.
Do you know what we should do? I know my radio show doesn't finish till 7, but I would love to go to for a range session with you. Because I love hitting balls into the night. It's really satisfying for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Rick, I had a horrendous grip. I went away for work and I didn't play for about 3 months. I know how that feels, Rick. Made the decision to fix it when I got home, and it only took about 3 weeks to feel natural. But that's a long time. That does take a long time. And the tip which you've given, Tom, about sitting on the sofa holding a club is like a comfort blankie with the new grip on is brilliant, I think. Yeah,
that's what one of the pros at a golf club in Wimbledon told me. I think also, and there'll be people that know golf better than me in terms of the technicalities, I think sorting my grip out might help my chicken wing as well.
Yeah,
I think it will. I think it will help me finish the swing in a nicer way. So we'll see.
Barry Hewitson.
Barry,
email coming at me.
Oh God. Okay, right, fine.
Yeah, go make a tea. Hi guys, I know you have mentioned before about the importance of getting fitted, and I thought I would back that up by sharing how I found this out the expensive way. Someone's wasted money.
Here we go. Welcome to the podcast.
Someone's been to Portugal. 2 summers ago, I felt my game had come on a bit and fancied changing my clubs. We love that moment, Barry. That's a very exciting moment. I went down to this local golf warehouse. Just imagine Aladdin's cave, but filled with golf gear. Yeah.
Can we all just picture? I hear stories about these places in St Andrews where they have all the old clubs and old Scotty Camerons. I could lose hours.
A proper big warehouse as well, because a lot of golf shops are quite small. These obviously pro shops are always tiny. I want a vast warehouse where I can just lose myself. I traded all of my current clubs in and came out with an entire new set of clubs. After hitting about 10 balls into a net with a new...
Not enough.
And also, every single person in a net in a golf warehouse or any kind of golf shop getting, they're all just standing there going, yeah, definitely.
Price, I picture them as the commercial Smedley.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, lad.
Yeah, that'll do nicely. Go on, I'll be off 6 by the end of the day. No problem. I didn't know what I had chosen, but they were pretty, and the 7-iron felt good with the few shots I'd hit. This is a nightmare.
Fine.
What are you thinking?
Fine. It's pretty, it's fine. They look good. They look shiny.
I hit the easiest club there is. I soon realised I wasn't hitting the ball as far with these new clubs, and the long irons were redundant as I couldn't hit them to save my life. The driver I also found impossible to use. Really
God.
Good, Barry.
Good. What's the longest club in your bag? My 7-iron. Christ.
Really good work, man. You cannot you cannot do any instant gratification with golf club buying. Every time you buy any bit of kit, research, and as Barry's about to say, get fitted. Turns out I'd bought a set of blades.
Oh my God. How has that been allowed to happen?
I mean, to be fair, Barry hasn't said what handicap he's off, but I'm assuming it's not 4. So, also, this does sort of nicely tangent into the Instagram clip, which we put out probably, I don't know, like months and months ago about blades, about brands as well. It was all tied into the same thing. We get comments on it every single day, with people going, I'm rubbish and I've got blades. Well done. That's not the point.
No, and also my friend Matt, who I talk about a lot on this show, he's the one that's quite athletic and is just ridiculously good at golf, despite...
Natural golfer, I hate
Natural
Matt.
golfer, came to my wedding golf day and shot 3 over par. Of course, he'd never played.
Cheat.
Are you having a laugh? Now, he's a great golfer, and in his bag is a full set of old school ping cavity backs. So I always think, if you're new to golf and you don't really know what to get the more forgiving set of clubs, because even if you're really good, they won't affect your game that much. Whereas if you go for something that's too good for you, I think the effects are much bigger, if that makes sense.
As we're discovering. I bought a set of blades. After I go and see my pro, says Barry, his exact words were, "You are not good enough for these clubs."
Yeah, been there with a Scotty Cameron, mate. I know that feeling.
I love that. It's like standing there with your new bride and members of your family just coming up to you saying, "No, she's way too good for you, man."
No.
What's happened here? I'd been sucked in by Pretty and Shiny, and after 3 months, I gave up trying to hit these blades, and I got fitted properly. Following this very expensive period. Now, Barry, one criticism of your email, which I'm so far loving, you've got to give us a number. Maybe he's keeping it secret because he doesn't want other halves in his life to find out exactly how much he spent. So we need to know.
I also want numbers, but I also want brands and models.
Yes.
Come on, mate. You're emailing us. We need every single detail. Yeah. Like, I'm picturing at the moment, I don't know about you guys, but in my head, I'm picturing Wilson Staff blades from like 04.
Right. But I want him to be expensive. I want him to have spent too much, like over hundreds and hundreds of pounds. 6 months on, my handicap has dropped by 8 shots. Fast forward to now, the only items in my bag that were not fitted were my wedges. I'd get those fitted as well. I was battling with these clubs as the ball was going left every time, not a hook, just left and straight. Back to my pro, he told me that the lie... Oh, I see. So he didn't get his blades fitted, his wedges fitted. He went back to his pro. The pro told me the lie angle of those needed changing in line with my fitted irons. Lo and behold, now all my wedges go straight, even when I thin it through the back of the green.
Oh, brilliant. At least you can find them. At least you go, well, at least it's there. It's in that bush. I was getting the same bush every time. Is that Barry?
Yeah, bottom line is always get fitted. You don't know what you're buying, and find someone you trust. I mean, that is, that is our mantra. Get yourself fitted. No matter how good or bad you are, get yourself fitted.
Yeah, well done, Barry, and thanks for the email. Before we go, can I run a new ruling past us all and see what we think about this? Because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, go on.
There's a new ruling that isn't in the official rules yet, but there's a lot of players that are using it in winter golf. And I don't know the exact term for it, but it's like, essentially it's the PGA rule. And there's a few shots in my life where I can think of an exact time where this would have been beneficial to me. So the ruling is, Tom, and I really think we should all play this, especially in winter.
Yeah.
If you should find your ball, but you just can't, you drop a ball in the nearest place for no penalty.
For no penalty?
For no penalty. It's basically it's the idea that if there was PGA spotters out there, they would have found that ball. Because I've had this where you hit one, it's just up the right-hand side of the fairway or just up the left-hand side of the fairway, and it rolls into the rough, and you're like, you don't even, as you walk off the tee, you're like, bloody good shot. Yeah, and then you get there and you just can't find it, and it's not fair. And I get rules are rules. You've lost a ball. You should have taken another, or you should have to go back or whatever. But we don't all play those rules, especially in the winter. I like the idea of the ruling being, if we all agree in the 4-ball, a PGA spotter would have spotted that, then we just get a free drop near where you think it would be.
If we all agree in the 4-ball, yes, but there's so many unintended consequences of that ruling. There'll be lots of 2-balls where it's both in their interest that they both play well, and they'll go, I think that there's a lot of unintended consequences, but it's sensible, not least because it hurries the game up. Anything, if hurrying the game up means people can cheat, fine, just cheat if you really feel it's going to help your life. Go and cheat. Just hurry up.
Talking about speeding the game up as well, there's a clip of Minwoo Lee as well on, it must have been at the last PGA Tour event where his ball was, I think it was plugged, was it? It was, maybe slightly plugged. There was a bit of a strange ruling. Anyway, he decided to move it and give himself a drop, and then was just about to hit his shot, and then a rules official came over and went, no, it has to be 7 centimetres the other way. And in the comments, it's just loads of people being like, and this is why this sport is slow, because of ridiculous things like that.
Completely ridiculous. Luckily, though, despite being slow, we have run out of time. Time has gone quickly today because we are done. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. We will be back next time with more of this nonsense. And don't forget I was going to say, try and get tickets for the 23rd of Feb. Are we still trying to get some extra tickets, or is that...
Oh, we should have mentioned that today. Okay. We should have mentioned that today.
Have we left that right till the end?
No. Maybe we do. Maybe we put a little thing at the start of the show. This is us now at the end of the show, realizing we have to put something at the start of the show, which you will have just heard. So you won't even... Don't worry about this, Tom. It'll be absolutely fine.
You get on with your day. We're going to close the episode off, and then Tom and I are going to have a meeting. I might tell Tom off. I'll be honest. I might tell him.
I've dropped a ball.
Okay, it's all right. You can put a new one down for no
Yeah,
penalty.
true. Just it's the PJ rules.
This is Golf is Ruining My Life. Thanks very much. The Toms at golfisruiningmylife.co.uk. Get in touch. We'll see you soon.
See you. Bye.